started that yet. I
They
mean,
started the line thing outside.
they started the line thing, yeah. Some like well, yeah, like a Walmart.
Outside.
Yeah, Walmart. I saw they had a line. They had a line about 3 or 4 stores.
Yeah,
You know
Publix
what I'm
too. I
saying?
mean, I know Publix. Yeah,
Yeah,
got people
yeah,
in line looking silly and shit.
yeah. I don't want to. I don't. I'm not. I don't like standing in no lines. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like people trying to go in a club or something like that. Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they started that mess, man. So
But yeah. So you were saying the Constitution though, you kind of wanted to build on
yeah,
something.
well, you reminded me that I'm a pull up the divine warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta we
Oh,
gotta get
man.
these out. What'd you say?
Oh no, I ain't saying. I ain't saying.
All right. I don't know if I really want to read the whole thing, but like
Yeah.
it's good because it's a part I wanna
Man, you
touch
must have pushed
on.
the laptop back or something. It's bright in a mother right
No,
now.
I ain't do nothing, man. That just be happening when when I be about to get into it. I don't know. Yeah,
But yeah. So
no, it's I'm waiting for it to pull up. It's coming kind of slow,
okay.
so yeah. What did I do? I sat up a little bit. Man, it got bright. Yeah, no, I just sat up a little bit.
Yeah. The whole thing turned white.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be like that. Uh, the other day I noticed it when my oldest came in here and hugged me. It got real bright. I don't know. Maybe it might be an energy thing. You know what I'm saying? I may have, got happy or something.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna pull it up on the screen. So this is the divine warning by Noble Jew Ali, basically warning you that you know what? Let's just read it. Let's just read it. A divine warning by the prophet for the nations from the prophet Drew Ali. The citizens of all free national governments, according to their national constitution, are all of one family bearing one free national name. Those who fail to recognize the free national name of their constitutional government are classed as undesirables and are subject to all inferior names and abuses and mistreatments that the citizens care to bestow upon them. And it is a sin for any group of people to violate the national constitutional laws of a free national government and cling to the names and the principles that delude to slavery. All right. So it's a sin. So basically he's breaking down the problem with not having a nationality and clinging to names and principles that delude to slavery. So, names like Negro, black, colored, you know what I'm saying? I can even connect African American with that, but go ahead.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's just essentially not honoring your ancestors.
It's a sin, right? So the 10 Commandments, it commands honor thy fathers and thy mothers, that thy days may be long on the earth land which the Lord thy God has given thee. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah.
So, honor your ancestors and you good. You know what I'm saying? By name, because it's by name and principles.
Name and principles by who they were and how they were.
That's right. I, the prophet, was prepared by the great God Allah to warn my people to repent from their sinful ways and go back to that state of mind, to their forefathers' divine and national principles, that they will and be law abiders and receive their divine right as citizens according to the free national constitution that was prepared for all free national beings. They are to claim their own free national name and religion. There's but one issue for them to be recognized by this government and of the earth, and it comes only through the connection of the Moorish national or Moorish divine national movement, which is incorporated in this government and recognized by all other nations of the world. And through it, they and their children can receive their divine rights unmolested by other citizens, that they can cast a free national ballot at the polls under the free national constitution of the state's government and not under a granted privilege that has been the existing condition for many generations. So connection to the Moorish divine and national movement, you have to be connected to that.
Right. So starting from the start, it says there's but one issue for them to be recognized,
right,
by the government and of the earth, and it comes only through the connection of the Moorish divine national movement. Like, so what is that saying? It's saying that I mean basically like seek ye first the kingdom, and all else will be added on to you.
Right, that's what it is. And he said that too. Noble Ali said that, when it talks about seek ye first the kingdom, you know what I'm saying? He said it's talking about the movement.
I didn't even know he said it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, because the movement, just real quick, the movement, just to like clarify what that is, just like we was talking about before, Moorish Science Temple is essentially, man, know thyself, right?
Right.
So Moorish Divine National Movement is basically saying man knowing his divine self and his national self and moving according to that.
That's right. Yeah. And it talks about, like, in law, before you do something, you have to be recognized, right?
Right.
So if you want to have a certain set of rights, you have to be recognized. Like if you you have to have standing, even if let's say you get pulled over and you try to argue the Fourth Amendment, you know what I'm saying, and get some right under that. Well, what standing do you have? You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's not your car, then you don't have all the rights of the person who owns the car. If you're just a passenger, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a certain standing. So
okay.
So you are recognized by your connection through the Moorish Divine and National Movement. And he said the issue for you to be recognized comes only through the connection to the Moorish Divine and National Movement. You know what I'm saying? So,
and again, decoding that is saying when you knowing yourself, that's the vehicle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And he says which is incorporated, which, I mean, we can break that down. But
right.
Your connection can be your name. You know what I'm saying? How do you do business? What is your connection to the Moorish Divine and National Movement?
You can look at it like this too, right? You can look at it like this, like with what name you doing business in? You just said, right?
Yeah.
Is that a dirty name, or is that name clear? You know what I mean? And
okay.
If it's clear, if you move in that way, then I mean you can attain to your higher spiritual attributes.
That's right.
But like if you're not you basically can't help yourself, you know, if you're doing business, and where basically like that's like being an employee, but you know what I mean, you being taxed,
Right. Right. What
you being
standing again?
right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stand.
So
What's you know?
when you know how to do business in a new name, uh, then I mean you basically controlling that entity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which
You can
basically, which
you're
is what.
controlling it, and you're open to a new set of rights. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have different rights. You have treaty rights. You have rights. You have you have standing where it says
So what he's saying in there, is like if you doing business as black, you ain't got no rights at all. Like you know what I mean?
you're
Like,
right. Yeah,
but that's not just.
he's saying you're
Yeah,
not
that's not
recognized. He's saying you're not
right.
recognized by other governments.
Right. Literally, like it's colored, and if we look up color in law, it means literally like something that uh, 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 resembles law, but not is actually is not actually law. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
something is colored is basically
Yeah, it's
fictional.
something that's not real.
Yeah. And
All right.
yeah, you can go on.
Yeah. You who doubt whether I, the prophet, and my principles are right for the redemption of my people, go to those that know law in the city hall and among the officials in your government and ask them under an intelligent tone, and they will be glad to render you a favorable reply, for they are glad to see me bring you out of darkness into light. Money doesn't make the man. It is free national standards and power that make a man and a nation. The wealth of all national governments, gold and silver, and commerce belong to the citizens alone, and without your national citizenship by name and principles, you have no true wealth. And I'm hereby calling on all true citizens that stand for a national free government and the enforcement of the Constitution to help me in my great missionary work, because I need all support from all true American citizens of the United States of America. Help me to save my people who have fallen from the constitutional laws of government. I am depending on your support to get them back to the constitutional fold again, that they will learn to love instead of hate and will live according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, supporting our free national constitution of the United States of America. I love my people and I desire their unity and mind back to their own national and divine standard, because day by day they have been violating the national and constitutional laws of their government by claiming names and principles that are unconstitutional. If Italians, Greeks, English, Chinese, Japanese, Turks, and Arabians are forced to proclaim their free national name and religion before the constitutional government of the United States of America, it is no more than right that the law should be enforced upon all other American citizens alike and all other governments when a man is born and raised there and asks for his national descent name. And if he fails to give it, he is misused, imprisoned, or exiled. Any group of people that fail to answer up to the constitutional standards of law by name and principles, because to be a citizen of any government, you must claim your national descent name. Because they place their trust upon issue and names formed by their forefathers. So, man, look at this.
Yeah.
To be a citizen of any, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. To be a citizen of any.
Yeah, to be a citizen of any government, you must claim your national descent name.
Right.
Why? Because
like what is that though?
What is that? Okay.
Like it's real. No. What I'm saying is like, why is that? It's because like if you don't, then you just not recognized, because it's just like you can't be recognized by something if you don't say that you true and living. You know what I mean? Like you can't be recognized if you claiming to be something that you're not. Like I mean, it's just
claiming to be something that's dead. So he gives you examples right here. If Italians, Greeks, English, Chinese, Japanese, Turks, and Arabians.
Right.
Right. And he's saying that they are American citizens.
Mm.
Right.
Right.
But that's their free national name is Greeks. He said, you know, if Italians, Greeks, English, Chinese, Japanese, Turks, and Arabians are forced to proclaim their free national name, that's their free, you know what I'm saying? And religion before the constitutional government. So, okay, so let's go back down. To be a citizen of any government, you must claim your national descent name. What is our national descent name? It's the name that, okay, because they placed their trust upon issue and names formed by their forefathers. You know what I'm saying? Moors, man, Moors.
Right.
You know, and
So,
and Noble Drew Ali tells you that the you know, Moors, you know what I'm saying, it can be, it tells you in chapter 47, Canaanites, Amorites, Hittites, Moabites. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like if we just looking at like our cause this like when I at the maybe like the second or third time like hearing this divine warning, it was like, hey, like he really said that? Like, you know what I mean? It could go over a lot of people's head, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like what it makes me think now, like, you know, like what was going on in his head, like what was he seeing that made him put this together? And, you know, compared to other people too, who I guess couldn't have been seeing it, you know, or maybe approaching the situation from differently, you know.
The story is that he went to Egypt.
Right.
And they broke it down to him in Egypt.
Right. Yeah.
Which, you know, he had to have known something already to even go over there and get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, went over there and got confirmation and got the title Ali. You know what I'm saying? He got all the, you know, he got all that stuff. But I mean, came back.
It would make sense though, because it's like, come on, I mean, like, first of all, why don't they teach you about Noble Drew Ali in school? They teach you about Martin Luther King, a little bit about Malcolm X, and a little bit about Marcus Garvey. But they don't teach you nothing about Noble Drew Ali. One, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
yeah, because you're supposed to know that stuff before you go to school.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, now, you know, I will say this. If they're teaching so-called Black hit, well, they don't have any jurisdiction over our history like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just like they can't tell a child of another nationality about their history.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah. Like, why would? Yeah, I mean, so my question and asking is that why don't you hear about that? But it's really just like because it really wouldn't benefit them. Yeah, I mean, for
it would.
You to hear about that.
Yeah.
But just like you was just mentioning too, like they can't tell you your history. At the same time too, like when you go into these doctors and stuff, or when people go to these doctors, like it's not, you know, they treating melanated people just how they would treat others, or I mean, basically you can't go based off of what they telling you for your health and for your everything. You know what I'm saying? Because their makeup is different, I would say.
Right. Yeah, their makeup is different. I mean, no two people are the same, you know.
Right, like they would say that the sun, you know, I mean, they might, you know, they might say you shouldn't look at the sun, but you know.
Yeah, I sun gaze I did it earlier today, and I'm you know, feel great. So
yeah. So yeah, I mean, as far as just like I was just thinking about it though, like what was going on in his mind, to put this together, and like, yeah, it's so like, I mean, it makes sense that I mean, like there would be somebody that would be coming with this information. And
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's so profound to me, like how
So look at it. It's a divine warning from a prophet.
right.
So
You can't see my camera no more, right?
I can see you. Yeah,
Oh
it's
shit, I
real.
thought you couldn't.
It's real dark though.
I thought you couldn't because you got the screen on.
Yeah, but it's in a little box on the side of the screen. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah, it's a
okay.
little bitty box. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, it's a divine. You know what divine means? That means it's from the Most High.
Right.
It's a warning from the Most High sent by a prophet. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So when you asked the question, what was going on in his mind? First of all, he knows all this information, right? And about who we are and all that. Then on top of that, he knows what's going to happen in the future.
Right, right. The
You know what I'm
prophet.
saying?
That's all in that title, divine one by the
Yeah,
prophet.
right. So he's gonna get down into kind of what's happening, gonna happen, and it's what's
Start with
happening
the end in
now.
mind. Yeah. So if you look at it right here, right, the wealth of all national governments, gold
Right.
and silver,
Yeah,
commerce belong to the citizens alone, right? So
that's right.
if you don't have any real true citizens, you know, then there is no wealth. Because like and they say knowledge is better than wisdom. No, wisdom is better than silver and gold. Wisdom is
Right,
better than gold.
right.
So that knowledge of self is what would bring that wealth anyway.
That's right. That's right.
And so without that, that's why Noble Drew Ali say you can't attain to your highest spiritual attributes. A
Yeah, a
beggar
beggar
nation cannot.
nation.
Yeah,
Right.
because like like that's saying that you don't know yourself. That's saying that, oh, I need to go to somebody because I don't,
Yeah.
I don't have all the tools, myself. You know what I mean, so to speak.
Right. Yeah, a beggar
But
nation.
right, but it all comes with basically just being who you are,
Yeah.
and then everything else will come into place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll keep going because he's gonna get into like what's gonna happen, and it's what's happening now.
Right.
The word Negro deludes in the Latin language to the word nigger, the same as the word color deludes to anything that is painted, varnished, and dyed. And every nation must bear a national descent name of their forefathers, because honoring thy fathers and thy mothers, your days will be lengthened upon this earth. These names have never been recognized by any true American citizen of this day. Through your free national name, you are known and recognized by all nations of earth that are recognized by said national government in which they live. The 14th and 15th Amendments brought the North and South in unit, placing the Southerners, who were at that time without power, with the constitutional body of power. And at that time, 1865, the free national constitutional law that was in force since 1774 declared all men equal and free. And if all men are declared by the free national constitution to be free and equal, since that constitution has never been changed, there is no need for the application of the 14th and 15th Amendment for the salvation of our people as citizens. Man, I've read this about 100 times, man, and each time I read it, something else pops out, kind of to focus on. You know what I'm saying? So through your free national name, you're recognized by the government and all the other nations of the earth. You know what I'm saying? And he said, at that time, 1865, all men by the Constitution were declared equal and free. So there is no need for the 14th and 15th Amendments.
Which made so-called black people citizens.
Right.
Yeah.
He said all that did. He said what that did was put the North and South back in unit.
Right. Yeah.
So there isn't but one. Go ahead.
No. Okay. So as far as like, in order to be recognized by, really what that says to me is like, in order to be recognized by the nation, you got to proclaim your free national name. I mean, it's saying that once you know who you are, you will be respected for that. And it's not that they're giving you any rights.
Yes, that's right.
By you doing that, it's you proclaiming who you are and being respected for that. Just cause,
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm a Moor, and people treat me like that. Right. I'm treated like that. You know what I'm saying?
As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he.
That's right. That's right. And I know you too, man, because I've seen, like, just walk around with you, man. We get mad respect.
Yeah.
For being who we are, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's a vibration, but yeah,
It is. That is a vibration. It's a vibration. So there isn't but one supreme issue for my people to use to redeem that which was lost, and that is through the above statements. Then the lion and the lamb can lie down together in yonder hills, and neither will be harmed, because love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice will be reigning in this land. In those days, the United States will be one of the greatest civilized and prosperous governments of the world. But if the principles are not carried out by the citizens and my people in this government, you know what I'm saying? The worst is yet to come, because the great God of the universe is not pleased with the works that are being performed in North America by my people. And this great sin must be removed from the land to save it from enormous earthquakes, diseases, etc.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna finish this paragraph. We're gonna come back to that. And I, the prophet, do hereby believe that this administration of the government, being more wisely prepared by more genius citizens that believe in their free national constitution and laws, and through the help of such classes of citizens, I, the prophet, truly believe that my people will find the true and divine way of their forefathers and learn to stop serving carnal customs and merely ideas of man that have never done them any good, but have always harmed them. So, yeah. If the above principles, I'm going back right here.
Right. Yeah.
If the above principles are not carried out by the citizens and my people in this government, the worst is yet to come, because the great God of the universe is not pleased with the works that are being performed in North America by my people. And this great sin must be removed from the land to save it from enormous earthquakes, diseases, etc.
etc.
So what's going on right now, you know what I'm saying, in the world, right?
Right.
So-called corona, COVID, or whatever.
Yeah.
But diseases. And then I just heard California had an earthquake last week or something.
Yeah.
Why? Because the great sin must be removed.
Right. I mean, because it's like, yeah, it's lawlessness going on all around.
Yeah, but the great sin is clinging to names and principles that delude to slavery.
Yeah, that is the lawlessness. That's not. It's not, because it's like if you wasn't clinging to that and you wasn't doing and people wasn't doing those things, I mean they would be doing the opposite basically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Name and principle. So
name and principle, right.
Right. And the great sin must be removed to save it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like the other nations, they looking at this like, man, we got to get rid of the black Negro color great sin to save the planet.
Yeah.
That's why they had to put the proclamations out. You know what I'm saying? Because he's saying the people in the government. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the people in government had to put the proclamations out to save the planet.
Yeah.
And now, but you still got enormous earthquakes and diseases, man, because nobody's reading them. Nobody's heeding the warnings.
Right, heeding the warning. Yeah.
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 So, the Most High, through the Elohim, man, is the great sin has to be removed.
Yeah.
So now they saying 1 out of every 2 COVID deaths or whatever, or corona deaths are melanated people. Well, this is why. This is why.
You know what's interesting though? They say like people with diabetes are more susceptible to it. What it is, I mean, I feel like it's just like it's a vibration because I mean, like again, too, they say a toxology report take about 3 weeks to come back. Yeah. So how do you know? How do you know right off like, oh, this person died of this?
Well, it's like this. They're calling it corona. Corona means crown, and that that's just the sun's rays coming down to save the planet, to clean the planet.
So that's what it is. And it's just killing off disease people. Yeah.
Right. So if you have whatever disease, it says diseases. You know what I'm saying? Right. So if you have diabetes, that's a disease. If you have any other of these ailments, those are diseases.
So that's what it is. Yeah, it's the sun. It's the sun's virus that's doing. Yeah. And I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. The planet has to be cleansed, of unrighteousness. You know what I'm saying? And the first thing is, if you do not honor your fathers and mothers, you're not helping. So you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? That's who they're not trying to kill all melanated people. They're trying to kill Black people. You know what I'm saying?
Who is they? Who is they?
Whoever people say they are, that's trying to kill so-called Black people. Whoever it is, whatever you want to call it. Government, Satan, Illuminati, no matter what you want to call it, this is why.
You right.
Donald Trump, I don't know whatever it is people say.
I mean, it's. I mean, you would really just say though, like it's the natural order, I guess you would say. You know what I mean?
Honor thy father. It's biblical. That's right. It is.
If you take the they out, you know what I'm saying, like decoding that, or like, you know what I mean, just from like removing the veil, it's the natural order of things. It's like if things are not done in order, then
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it, he and it ain't always a they, because you could be like he died of natural causes. You know what I'm saying? Because he lived in dishonor.
Right.
In name and principles. You know what I'm saying? Now, Some people they don't have the name, but they have the principles. You know, people who have good hearts and all that. So, you know, they may not get it as those who don't have no name or principles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
It's some people, it's some people, man, who they name messed up and they call themselves whatever it is, black or whatever, man, but they still have principles.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And then vice versa.
And vice versa. Some have the name without the principles, some have the principles without the name. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So in name and principles. It's Moors that ain't living by the 5 highest principles like they ought to. It's some that don't live by none of them, but still talk about they Moors.
Yeah.
It's Moors. It's still folks out here, man, talk about they Moors, but charging people thousands of dollars for trust documents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like not like thousands, man, not like just 1,300 or you know, this is what my fee is for doing this. No, man, they charging thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So
that don't take really much energy to do. Like
right. Right. So
I mean, because a workman is worthy of his hire, but it like that ain't you know, that's excess shit, you know.
Yeah. Excess, yeah.